Hi everyone, Courtney Quinlan, owner of Midwest Matchmaking here today. And today's live video, I wanted to just discuss some different ideas for New Year's and New Year's Eve, not only for our single viewers out there, but also for people who are in relationships. This has been a very difficult year for a lot of people, and I know a lot of us are really ready to move on to a new year and hopefully a much better year in 2021. But with that being said, I think a lot of us want to still do something as traditionally as we would with New Year's Eve coming up. And with that being said, I wanted to discuss just some thoughts that I had that would be fun to celebrate in a safe way for New Year's Eve, and also to kind of bring in your 2021, and hopefully that'll start it off better and we'll continue to have a much better year than we did last year. So one thing I thought would be really fun would be to go ahead and just decorate your house. Even though you're not going to be having a house full of people and a party, go ahead and decorate it. Have some confetti, get some 2021 signs, and also dress up. I mean, most of us have spent the year in our yoga pants and sweatpants, at least from the waist down on Zoom calls. So maybe try to dress up, put something on. Ladies, put some makeup on, do your hair, even if you're going to be by yourself or just with one or two other people. Try to bring some more normalcy to what you would normally do on New Year's Eve. Also, I would recommend writing down some New Year's resolutions. I think this year has given us a lot of time to think about things in our lives that maybe we want to do differently or change in the future. And this year's also maybe given us some more time to start working on those things. But as always, I think a lot of us have goals, and I would continue to write down your tradition of writing down your New Year's Eve or your New Year's resolutions. I would recommend working on a scrapbook. While a lot of us haven't wanted to really remember this year, it's a historic year, and you know, probably something that many years from now we'll talk about with our kids, and they'll probably learn about it in history class. And you know, having a scrapbook of 2020 is something that may be an interesting way to remember this year. And what better way to do it than do it on your New Year's Eve when we don't have a lot going on. Another thing I would recommend doing is having a movie marathon. So there's a lot of great movies out right now, a lot of great series out, documentaries, and if we're not going out and bringing in the New Year's like we traditionally would, gather with those that you're quarantining with or feel safe with, or yourself, and take some time to enjoy some of those movies in your dress clothes with your decorations on. Also, another thing I would recommend doing, perhaps on New Year's Day, is starting the year fresh by organizing, cleaning, just getting rid of all that old stuff that you haven't had time to do, and organizing your pantry, getting rid of old food, cleaning it out. Same thing with your closet, getting rid of things that maybe if you haven't worn them in a couple years, time to toss them. Make room for the new year and the new you. Also, like drawers, I know they accumulate a ton of stuff, so that could be a whole day's project. I did that a few weeks ago, and it literally probably took me the whole day. So another good idea to do for your new year to start 2021 fresh. Other ideas, take a road trip. So obviously do this in a safe way, but if you're by yourself, maybe go explore something in your area that you live in that you've never really taken time to go see. Like personally, I know the Black Hills is something that I've never seen, and I don't live very far from there. So, you know, something I've always wanted to do. I could hop in the car on New Year's Day and go do that if I wanted to. Or go with your other half and go explore something that's near to you, and take some time to do that. Do something for your health. So do like a virtual yoga class, or if weather permits, go on a run or a hike. I think some of like my best thinking comes from when I'm able to just put on my earmuffs and my gloves and go on a run, even when it's like 25 degrees. You get some of your best thinking done and start out your New Year's in a healthy way for your mind, body, and soul. And then maybe New Year's, cook a homemade brunch. Something that a lot of us don't take the time to do when we're normally just kind of going through the rush of every day getting ourselves ready, getting ready for work, getting our kids ready, and something we neglect ourselves with. So make a nice homemade brunch. Which brings me to New Year's Eve. If you are into craft cocktails, try to make some of your own. Go to the store, Google some of your favorite craft cocktails, and try to experiment and play bartender, since you're probably not going to want to go to a bar that night. Or if you don't really want to go to that much effort, you could go treat yourself, even if you're spending a little bit more money than normal on your favorite bottle of wine or whiskey or whatever it is that you prefer. Order takeout. So support your locally owned restaurants right now. You know, go and find your favorite food, something that you normally wouldn't treat yourself to, and splurge and order yourself some nice takeout on New Year's Eve when you're wearing your nice dress or suit, even if you're at home by yourself with your decorations. Also, you can make a vision board for 2021. This isn't something I'm very good at, but I think, you know, even if we're not very crafty, it's kind of cool to have a visual of things like, this is what I want to do in my life in 2021, whether it's find a better job or buy a new car, buy a new home, take a vacation. I don't know if that'll be happening, but you know, things that are important to you that you'd like to do in 2021, make a vision board so you can look at that, and seeing it is believing it and hopefully achieving it. And also have a virtual happy hour. So this is something that we are actually doing tonight at Midwest Matchmaking to celebrate New Year's a little bit early. I am hosting a virtual happy hour. We have a lot of people attending, and if you aren't going to attend our virtual happy hour, plan on with your friends or your family. Dress up, have a cocktail, have that craft cocktail that you made, that takeout food that you ordered specially for you. And you could either do it earlier on, like a happy hour earlier before the ball drops, or you could literally do it while you guys are all watching the ball drop together virtually. Or you could even do an outdoor fire pit celebration, once again, weather permitting, if it's not too cold. Matt, I really like doing nothing is probably not one of them, but yeah, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Of course, you could just sit there and do nothing. But these are some ideas to maybe make New Year's a little bit less boring. Finally, this year has been really tough, and a lot of us have needed support from friends and family. Like I know, you know, myself being a mom, having kids, and when I was trying to run a business and homeschool my children, it was really, really difficult. So I relied heavily on my support system, like my friends and my family and my mom especially, and my dad. And you know, it's a really good time to maybe sit down and think of all the people who have helped you out this year and write them handwritten thank you cards. I know personally, like a handwritten thank you is something that means so much more to me than an email. You know, it's something that somebody spent some time on, put a little extra effort, actually put a stamp and sent it in the mail. And I know that it would also mean a lot to you writing it yourself, knowing that I wrote this for somebody that did something for me. So I hope you guys really have a happy, healthy new year. And from the bottom of my heart, and I know my team at Midwest Matchmaking, we all hope that 2021 is a much better year for all of us. And if you have not yet registered for our virtual happy hour this evening, it is at 6 p.m. and it is a Zoom event. So if you register on our website, I will go ahead and follow up with you with the link to that event. Starts at 6, it will run about an hour till 7. For this event, you don't need to dress up. So if you just want to wear your yoga clothes, that is completely fine. No judgment. We all just want to have fun and have something to look forward to. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a happy new year if you're not on my event tonight, and I look forward to seeing you next year.